Passive income is probably the most misunderstood concept in personal finance. The internet is full of people telling you that passive income will set you free, that you can build a system once, walk away, and watch the money roll in forever while you sip drinks on a beach somewhere. That's not how it works. And the gap between what passive income actually is and what it's sold as is costing a lot of people a lot of time, money, and misplaced hope. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what passive income is, what it isn't, which types are actually worth pursuing, and how ordinary people are realistically building it without quitting their jobs or investing money they don't have. Let's get into it. The term passive income gets thrown around so loosely that it has almost lost its meaning. So let's start with a clean definition. Passive income is money earned with little to no ongoing active effort. The key word is ongoing. Almost every form of passive income requires significant upfront effort, capital, or both to set up. The passive part refers to what happens after that setup, not the setup itself. This distinction matters enormously. When someone tells you they make $10,000 a month in passive income, they are almost never telling you the full story. They're not telling you about the 2 years they spent building the system, the $50,000 they invested up front, the ongoing maintenance it actually requires, or the fact that it took 5 failed attempts before one thing worked. True passive income, money that genuinely requires zero ongoing effort, is extremely rare. What most people are actually building is leveraged income. Income that requires significantly less time than a traditional job, but still requires some level of ongoing attention. Understanding this up front will save you from chasing the wrong things and help you focus on building income streams that are actually realistic. Not all passive income is created equal. Think of it as a spectrum from truly passive to actively managed, with most real opportunities sitting somewhere in the middle. On the truly passive end sits dividend investing. You buy shares of dividend-paying stocks or funds, and those companies send you a direct deposit every quarter. You do nothing. The money arrives. The catch is that you need significant capital to generate meaningful income this way. At a 3% dividend yield, you need $500,000 invested to generate $15,000 per year. That's real money, but it requires a real portfolio to produce it. Also, on the truly passive end is interest income. High-yield savings accounts, treasury bonds, and CDs pay you interest on money you deposit. Right now, in 2024, high-yield savings accounts are paying 4.5 to 5% annually, the best rates in over a decade. On $100,000, that's $4,500 to $5,000 per year in genuinely passive interest income. No management required. Moving along the spectrum, index fund investing sits in a similar position to dividends. You invest regularly into a total market index fund, it grows, and eventually you begin drawing it down in retirement, or earlier if you've hit your FIRE number. This is the backbone of most serious wealth-building strategies and requires almost no active management once set up. In the middle of the spectrum sits rental real estate. This is where the passive income label gets most abused. Owning rental property can generate strong returns, typically 6 to 12% annually on your invested capital. But it is not passive. Tenants call, things break, vacancies happen. Property managers help, but they cost 8 to 12% of rental income and don't eliminate every headache. Real estate is better described as a part-time job that pays very well. And that's not a criticism, it's just an accurate description. On the more active end sits digital products and content. Ebooks, online courses, YouTube channels, blogs with affiliate links, stock photography, music licensing. These can generate income long after the initial creation, but they require ongoing marketing, updates, and audience building to sustain. The income is real, but the passive label is generous. At the far active end is anything called passive income that requires you to recruit other people. multi-level marketing, referral schemes, and similar structures. These are almost universally not worth your time, and in many cases are structured in ways that primarily benefit the people at the top. Avoid them entirely. Given everything above, here are the 3 passive income strategies that are actually worth pursuing for someone building wealth from scratch. Path 1. Dividend and index fund investing. This is the most reliable and scalable passive income strategy available to ordinary people. You don't need to pick stocks. You don't need to time the market. You invest consistently into low-cost index funds through your 401k, Roth IRA, and taxable brokerage account. And over time, your portfolio generates both growth and income. At $500,000 invested in a broad market index fund, you're generating approximately $15,000 to $25,000 per year in dividends and capital appreciation, without doing anything beyond the initial investment decisions. The challenge is patience. This path takes years to generate meaningful income, but it is the most certain and lowest risk of all the options. Path 2. High-yield savings and fixed income. This is the most underrated passive income strategy right now, specifically because interest rates are at their highest point in over a decade. Moving your emergency fund and any cash savings from a traditional bank savings account, paying 0.01% into a high-yield savings account, paying 4.5 to 5% is genuinely free money that requires one afternoon of setup. On $50,000 in savings, that's the difference between $5 per year and $2,500 per year in interest income. Same money, same risk, dramatically different outcome. Do this today if you haven't already. Path 3. Digital products. This is the most accessible path for people who don't have significant capital to invest. A digital product, a spreadsheet template, an ebook, an online course, a Notion template, costs nothing to create beyond your time and can be sold indefinitely with zero inventory, zero shipping, and near zero overhead. A well-positioned digital product on a platform like Gumroad or Etsy can generate $500 to $5,000 per month with minimal ongoing effort once the initial marketing flywheel is running. The challenge is the upfront work, creating something genuinely useful, finding an audience, and learning enough about marketing to drive initial sales. None of that is passive, but once it's working, the income to ongoing effort ratio is exceptional. Here's the part of the passive income conversation that the YouTube thumbnails and Instagram posts leave out. Diversification of income takes time. Every passive income stream you see generating serious money today was built over years, not months. The 30-year-old making $8,000 a month in dividend income didn't start there. They spent a decade investing consistently through market downturns, boring months and years where the portfolio barely seemed to move. Taxes complicate everything. Dividend income is taxable. Rental income is taxable. Interest income is taxable. Digital product income is taxable as self-employment income with self-employment tax on top. The gross numbers you see in passive income content are always before tax. Net numbers are significantly lower. Factor this in before deciding how much passive income you actually need. Most passive income streams have a ceiling. A dividend portfolio generates income proportional to its size. To double the income, you double the portfolio. A digital product can only sell to the size of its audience. Rental properties require capital for each additional unit. Understanding the ceiling of each income stream helps you set realistic expectations and plan accordingly. And finally, the best passive income strategy for most people is the boring one. Maxing your 401k, maxing your Roth IRA, investing in total market index funds, building a high-yield savings buffer. These don't make for exciting YouTube content, but they reliably build wealth for ordinary people without requiring a side hustle, a real estate empire, or a viral ebook. Passive income is real, it is achievable, and it is one of the most powerful tools available for building long-term financial independence. But it is not what it's sold as online. The reality is that passive income is built slowly, requires either capital or significant upfront effort, and almost always involves more ongoing maintenance than the highlight reels suggest. Start with the boring stuff. High-yield savings, index funds, max your tax-advantaged accounts. Then, once you have a financial foundation in place, layer in additional income streams, digital products, real estate, dividend stocks, based on what fits your life and skills. That's how real passive income gets built, not overnight, not with one viral product, but steadily, deliberately, over time. That's the long position. If this video changed how you think about passive income, subscribe. We post every Tuesday and Thursday. See you in the next